Yo, what's up? My name is AVYVA, and this is a full tutorial of my track Dreaming that's out since few days, and it sounds like this. Yeah, and I had this amazing ideas at 8th of October and released this 2 days after that. I was so hyped from this Ghost Hack um, vocal. I downloaded for free, link I will add in the description. Also I use Ableton, that's Ableton you can see here, and Ableton 11 standard. And yes, I'm starting with the tutorial. You see there are lots of things going on. But I start with the main element, with the lead sounds. But before I start with the ideas, I explain you how I created this vocal processing. So we came to the vocal processing first, and yeah, this track, I will send this track to the world's biggest demo drop from Spinning Records in 2022. So make sure to support me there. It's very important for me. And yeah, if you like the track, I also got 5 likes for this in a few days, or 6 or 7 likes, and that's amazing. I want to say thank you. It was a lot of work and hours for this track, and in this tutorial I explain you all how I created the sound. First of all, I grouped all the vocal phrases and put it there, three vocals on top of it, and just a little A1 stereo control to make it sounding wider, because without all the effects, the vocals sounding very empty. I show you what I mean. That's the third part in the track where the vocals are playing. I guess here, yes, and the full vocals, and I can show you only the vocals by repeating it here.
Am I dreaming? Am I dreaming?
Yeah, there are some special edits I did on the vocals. First of all, the root track is on 126 BPM. This is the genre typical style of the style of jungle rave. It's all near up between 125 or 4 and 130 BPM, and that's typical for the genre, I would say. And I first, what I did, I warped this vocal phrases on the right position. The first one is this vocal who says, "Tell me it's not over now," or something like that.
Tell me it's not over.
Yeah, not over. The other vocals are the two different octaves. This says, "And I'm dreaming," and I was and that these are in I think it's in one rhythm, so it's the bars are in one rhythm, and I sampled them to the correct phrases parts. That means I looked at the empty places at the vocals. You can see it here, one after the other. This vocal is in the middle of the phrase, the completely sampled phrase. That's this one is at the beginning, near up with some break because I want make some tension before the vocal hits, and this is and then after this vocal in the middle, it ends here, and it's on each second time at the start. At the start it's empty, and at the second time it starts with the vocal. Yeah, for the vocals I added, like I explained, near up to 3 reverbs because there are different changings. First of all, I added this. I was thinking about adding it to each group, each channel of the track, each vocal channel. Then I decided to make a group. You can do this on Ableton with a right click, and here on track group tracks. This is in German because I'm from Germany, so but I will explain it further. The reverb, I set the try and wet, the first one, to 68. And lot of diffuse, lot of reflect, lot of decay. It sound very washy at the beginning.
Am I dreaming? Am I dreaming?
So I added another. These vocals. This reverb vocals was to make it good in the frequencies. I added a high frequency reverb on top to make it brighter without equalizing.
Am I dreaming? Am I dreaming?
To make it more wider and less in volume too. And then a low pass reverb, you see it here, with more decay, like the high pass. Yeah, and that gives it his characteristic things at the mixing. And then I made the vocals, because drop is also centered in the mix. I made it more wider, near up to 125%. The stereo rate wide, and yeah, this sounds like this. Sorry, no. This now without. Then I put it in. Here is slightly different, but not too much. But in the mix it made it so much difference. Yeah, and also when I at the vocals, the last one this vocal is not another one. It's just it was from this vocal, I guess. It was a part of this vocal here, and I searched a part who sounds nice when I repeat it or when I crop it. So it means I choose. I guess it was. Let me listen. This beginning when they singing, when she's singing, when I'm streaming. This is this short and I put down it as semitones. And yeah, another special is on the reverb. I put down the I think that's the transpose or the semitones. Let me listen. So I pitched down the on the transpose the half semitones. I guess that's the half semitones because it sounded not correct in the mix. That's about the vocals. Now I came to main lead sounds. They are one layer, and the lead sounds are grouped also because the equalizing and the reverb. Without equalizing, it has too much bass. Sounds also great, but I had so much bass in this track, so I put it down to make it not washy in the mix. Oh, sorry. I search another part of the drop lead sound because I made there a lot of changings. You see them here in the reverb and automation and the mix. How that I explain later why I do that and what effect it has. But for now, I explain the notes, why I choose the specific notes. I trusted my ears a bit, searched for a key, or I was on the I think there was saying that the vocal is on A minor. That means I have to choose A sharp or the note A, and I think that was harmonic to the vocal. And because I can show you with the vocals. Yeah, and I explain now the making of the vocals, not the vocals, the lead sound. It's you see, it's not very different notes. There are 3 different notes, and there are I guess this is in different rhythm. Yes, like you see here. Okay, yeah, I think there's different rhythm because I copied this. Yeah, I think this is the same like that. Yeah, but I had so much changings at the phrases that I made it at the end to um to 32 bars, but it's to say to say simple. I think there are no difference between that and that, so that's 16 bars melody. That's difficult, not difficult, is typical for electronic music, lots of electronic music genres. So that's the melody is. Hmm? Ah, okay, got it. I have to make the Wait a second, I make this at that point to explain it better. Full sound, because the CPU. Yeah, and this track is mastered. The sound without a master, it sounds different. To the master, I can explain that just multiband dynamics, compressor with sidechain a bit, made it louder, and that's it. Yeah, and the melody is very, very simple. I added a triple note at the beginning and double notes and changing in the note, the double note, so it makes did it, so some little changings in upper notes. That means like this, for example. Like this one. And then at the next, there's some change of the rhythm, and I repeat the rhythm. I think not really before it's ended up with. There are no really repeatings, just a syncopated rhythm. For example, this rhythm is syncopated here and here, and this element are syncopated here, and yes, that makes this rhythm. And I let for the sound design of the lead sound, I use silent and Silent 1 from Lena Digital. And it's the inlet sound, that means I designed it by my own. These settings, this reverb, a little bit delay. Without delay it sounds very empty, I guess. It sounds more in a movement. Yeah, and another fun fact, this track uses up to it uses up to 26 channels. This is a huge project. Then I added a layer on the lead sound with some reverb to make, I think, less in volume. Or no, I made it louder in volume because it has the bright reverb and makes this full sound of it. But because it has so many red, so much red and so much decay and so much diffuse, that it sounds together with the other reverbs, in the group reverbed silent one preset, just near up in the same volume. I think that makes this amazing sound with this layer, and I can recommend to everyone to layer just for those kind of music styles, the lead sounds, and yeah. I came to the plug sound, how I created the plug sound. There I used I used to have a bass on it, and this is the bass without a reverb equalizing. I can show you. No, you can't really hear it because the main instrument here was a B7 bass, stuck in a bass on Ableton, and it would sound like this, and that changing, and I made a very short part of this bass, and just one millisecond, I guess, to make this bass plucky. And this is this little changing in the end. This was the reason why I made this. Oh, I have little it's another melody because this was a little mistake I can say, because I wanted to make the melody just the same like this, and I forgot it here, the changing to the C sharp, but that's, I guess, not that not an issue. Is when I listen to it now better when it doesn't change the C at that point. And yeah, that was the trick on make this melody more in a movement when I added this later on the on the drop. Yeah, and I changed the last 5 notes of this in the last bar to 1 octave higher. That makes this. It made so fun to produce this track. I can only say. Then I came to the first basses. Also designed by Silent, but I guess it was from the dance lead. I make it. Just let me listen. I can explain you how I made this. I made it less in volume, too less. Wait. Okay, yeah, I made it less than volume because this lead sound has, first of all, a lot of bass and reverb, and when the sound is louder, I can show you just a little bit. Oh, sorry, it's my mistake. I changed or something. Where it was? I think there was it. This was a mistake while I explained the track. I put down the track volume of the group. I'm sorry. So let's explain further. This is the bass sound on a dance lead. On the B part okay, that's the octave of the bass. I put it down to the first octave, and that's sounds obviously little bit darker, and when it would be higher, it would sound that bass, for example, would sound 1 octave higher. That sound not really like a bass, so I put it down. And the sound design is just I delayed the delay, I added more reverb. You see the differences here when you use silent one, and you can see what means LD lead sound, dance lead are stuck in preset is about. I used the aggregator. I think I changed there not too much, just the waveform, just filter work. Yeah, let's explain it further. I used the same melody pattern like the plug without the higher notes. Yeah, and I think I love that filtered down bass. And I made it in the equalizer. Equalizing without equalizing would sound like that. Very wider, but I want to make it centered because it makes more that this other sounds don't mess up with the sound. And yeah, I think that was better decision. Let me know in the comment what you think about the track, and let me know any feedback. Would appreciate it. And that's the sub bass of the track. Just the same lead sound with some changings. I think the octaves are lower. I would think that. Yeah, 1 octave lower on the pitch bend on both oscillators. The frequencies are also in mono, both the basses, and also the sub bass is also in mono because the very low frequency should be in mono, very lows in that genre, and they are very low. Then there are a kick drum, of course. I use like I often use the Kick 2 by Sonic Academy. The plugin, there are some changes. I have a very long kick. Can show you. Top and low kick. It sounds alone very clippy, but in the rest of the track it sounds very amazing. But I wanted that it sounds short and clippy. So explain the sound design of it. For example here, I added some attack, release and attack, not too much. And I let some decay at the middle of the waveform and cut it very fast down. That it sounds very punchy. And I left the length of the ending of the kick to make it more subby, more sub bass full. How to explain it? Don't know. I make to make the low frequencies not too less. Yeah, don't know how to explain it, but you can listen to it. And I added a compressor. This you can see here in the plugin with unusual more attack and release like you should, but without it would sound very less in rhythm. And then the other percussion elements were some hi-hats and some clap and snares from the producer school. I changed just the track volume, I have to say, and the pitch bend. I pitched up the clap and snare of one of the samples of the producer school to +5, sounding like that, and the volume of it you can see here. The hi-hats, I think I pushed down, I put up the vocal, I put up the hi-hats to to transpose +2 and more a little bit more in volume, like the clap and snares together. Alone it sounds like this. Yeah, and I added a reverb on it with some pre-delay to make it more brighter and more to keep the attention and more to make it exciting for the listener. Also more exciting for listeners. Sound together like that. And at the end you hear what the reverb does. Without it sounds very empty. It sounds like it's a slightly a reverb on the instrument of the drums, and then I used a ride. I added the reverb too. It's a just to make the rhythm complete, because I was thinking that rhythm is enough. I want another rhythm, so I used also hi-hats, another rhythm, the claps and the drums. So I added this ride just on a bit to make it more in rhythm, because this hi-hats are quite a bit off rhythm, I would say, and this ride is on rhythm. I don't know if you know what I mean, but I hope so. So, and together with the kick drum it sounds like this. And without the ride it sounds like that. It gives this punchy of the hi-hats. That can I say also. This near up to everything about ideas. There are some little things like some elements like the vocals. How I explained at the beginning of the tutorial. You can jump to the beginning if you don't see it, and or watch it again tutorial. A long drum fill from Sounds of Kashmir by Splice. I can link it in the description too. Then Ableton Rises, I link all the sounds on it in the description. Ableton Rises to the second build, I add another riser. And then another impact from the Bruiser School sample packs I use. With think there was a bit. No, there was just a tiny less in volume, and I think no, I changed on the ear candy stuff not too much. A sub drop of Sound of Kashmir with a little bit reverb, but you shouldn't do usually, but in that point it was very helpful. And then a white noise with some A1 trigger gate to make it more rhythmical. This is a free plugin you can get from Alex Hilton. A1 trigger gate, and yes. And without it would sound like that. By the way, it sounds too full or not in the rhythm. and I used the reverb at the next, not at the first effect, the order of the effect, because I want that reverb after the delay sound, not before it. I can show you the differences. I was very surprised about it. Yeah, there's two delayed. Now it sounds very nice. Yeah, it makes some differences at that point sometimes. And then a step by Sound of Kashmir with some reverb on it, on high pass reverb, and also pitched up to transpose pitch bend +2. And yeah, for the arrangement it was not that easy. I was changing a lot. What I can say here, to introduce the lead sound, I just used a short time of the starting melody, make a gap between it, and then again, and that effect I used at the break too. I let them a longer break because the vocal and so on. And then I go a bit faster with the gaps, and I doubled there the notes. It was a by mistake, but I sounded very nice. And I was very impressed of it. But it doesn't changing with the build up and so on. And it can help in jungle rave and future rave a lot when you use this, because to make more excitement for the drop and more attention in the build up. And yes, and if you let the bass, sometimes a gap between the basses, this is another expert tip I can give you, or not expert tip, useful tip, because when there's a gap between some bass phrases, I can show you here at the end result of the track. There's the bass, then it goes away. It gives this impact of the track, and that's very amazing sometimes. You should do that not so often, but sometimes in the tracks they are so long, like 5 minutes, like this track. Yeah, that's, you can see the complete arrangement. The kick drum is not too often there in the track, because the kick drums, because the build-ups and the rhythms. In the first drop, there are I guess 4 drops or so, or 3, maybe 4 drops. Usually you use 2, but in that kind of it, I made the second drop to a break. And how I did this is I built up in the drop another transition and filtered down. I think here I filtered down some things. Not there. I filtered down the vocal, the track, not the vocal. I filtered down the track volume, and that's a simple trick. Just slightly here of the lead sound in the drop. and added the deep block. I called it deep block because it's blocky and deep, and yeah, you can rename your things at rename or in German umbenennen, and then you can do this by right click. Yes, and yeah, I have there because I had a base layer of it. I could have more or less bass. And now explain the breaks first of all. Let a little gap with a sub drop after the first drop. And listen here, or before the build up of the drop. It's a very nice impact feeling because you know there's something beginning, but you don't know what. And then I was surprised with the bass filtering. Without the filter, I down filtered the basses. You can see here the curve of it. With the vocal here, doubled sometimes. Then the vocal on it with some clap and snares. Yeah, and that's all together. This was the hardest part, I think. And there I used this for another build. This was the main reason I used that down-pitched vocal and for fill up the drop. Yeah, I made this vocal shops for make another build up. You can listen to here. Okay, you can't listen here because my CPU, but here. Okay, maybe here. Ah, what's with CPU? Sorry. Yeah, for some reason it doesn't work. My PC, my personal computer. Now it works again. Yeah, but I show you because I think it's the CPU. I show you the vocal. Yeah, I'm very sorry. This means I had to close the video. I wanted to make a webcam with the tutorial, but you see there's so much going on with effects, with channels, and I have only a 6 GB CPU, and that's not too much for that. So I show you only this part of the vocal. Oh, no. Yeah, that was it, and I explain how I explained it. I think here is the best part to show it. And I changed the dry and wet like but at the build ups. You can see it here in the track volume. Yeah, that's it. And there's tiny differences when if you leave some build-ups from same volume level. It's a bit difficult to have a slightly listen. So I put down at the beginning of the builds the vocals or the some elements, vocal chops or something to less, and I less in volume, and I put it up not very in a straight line, but in some how to say it, in some curves that it's just a bit an untypical changings in the volume. So it goes up in the volume in typical rhythm. Yes, that can I say. That's everything I can explain. The intro, outro, and yeah, that's the main things on the track. That's the mastering. I pushed up some high frequencies. On this, I can show you on the completely track. Ah, this CPU. Hä? Yeah, for some reason. Hä? What happened to the sound? Okay, I think my computer is now at the end of his possibilities. I thank you for watching this tutorial, and feel free to listen to the track. I will link down it in the description, and it goes about over 35 minutes. I explained near up to everything. If you have any questions, let me know in my socials or let me know in the comments below. And I thank you for watching. Hope you learned something about this track, how I created, and I produced it by my own. Yeah, I produce music since 2015, so 7 to 8 years now. Yeah, I thank you for the support for this. I thank you very from the bottom of my heart, because it's not obviously to support. It's amazing. It's not very real, so unreal for me, because it's very amazing. And I thank every one of you. And I want to close this tutorial now. And if it sounds good to you, this track, I appreciate it very, very much. Because it took me 2 days to produce this, like I said at the beginning. And yeah, thank you for watching. And now feel free to listen to it. And this will be out. Will not be out. It will be submitted to the world's biggest demo drop at 19th of October 2022. And I'm very excited for this. So thank you for watching.